Verbs, points of view. When we use verbs, there are 3 points of view that we can speak from. The first person, if the person speaking is speaking about themselves. The second person, if the person speaking is speaking about the person they are speaking to. And the third person, if the person speaking is speaking about somebody else who is not part of the conversation. These are repeated in the plural to make 6 points of view. Let's have a look at a chart to make this clear. If we look at the top line of this chart, we see the singular points of view. And in the first person, we see the personal pronoun I. We use I when we're talking to someone about ourselves. In the second person, we see you. We use you when we're speaking to somebody about themselves. And in the third person, we see the personal pronouns he, she, it, or one. We use these when we're talking to somebody about somebody else or something else. The third person is special because in the singular we can replace he, she, it, or one with the name of a person, place, activity, or idea. In the plural, if there's a group of us speaking to somebody else or another group, and we're speaking about ourselves, we use the personal pronoun we. In the second person plural, if we are speaking to a group of people, we use you. In English, we use the same word for singular and plural. So when we're speaking to a group, sometimes we need to make it clear that we're speaking to the whole group and not just one person by saying you all or you guys. For the third person plural, we use the personal pronoun they to talk about a group of people who we are not talking to. Let's have a look at an example in conversation. Meet Sienna, Holly, and Ken.
I like this. Ken is over there. I have a secret. You like Ken's hat? How did you know? It's so obvious. He looks cute in that hat. You think so? Oh, he's coming over.
Hey you two, how are you? Let's take another look at Sienna, Holly, and Ken and try to see if we know what point of view each person is speaking from. Sienna, Holly, and Ken.
I like this.
Which point of view is Sienna using here? Take a pause and see if you can figure it out. She is using the first person. The clue is she says, I like. She's using the personal pronoun I.
Ken is over there.
Which point of view is Holly using? Take a pause and see if you can figure it out. She's using the third person. She's talking about someone that she's not talking to. She uses can is. Remember that in the third person, we can replace the personal pronoun with the person's name.
I have a secret. You like Ken's hat?
Which point of view is Holly using here? Take a pause and see if you can figure it out. She's using the second person. The clue is you like. She's using the personal pronoun you.
How did you know?
Which point of view is Sienna using? Take a pause and see if you can figure it out. She's using the second person. The clue is you in you know. She's talking to someone and talking about them.
It's so obvious.
Which point of view is this? Take a pause and see if you know what it is. She's speaking in the third person. It's, or it is the third person. Points of view are not only for people, but also for things, places, activities, and ideas as well.
He is so cute in that hat. You think so?
Which point of view here? Does point of view work in questions? Yes, it does. She's speaking in the second person. You in you think is the clue. She's speaking about the person she's speaking to. Points of view work anywhere where there is a personal pronoun.
He's coming over.
Hey you two, how are you? Which point of view is this, and what's different about it? Take a pause and see if you can figure it out. This is the second person. What's different about it is it's the plural. You may notice Ken says, hey, you too. The you too is Ken showing us that he's not just speaking to one lady, but to both of them. How are you shows us that it's the second person. In English, we only have one word for the second person singular and the second person plural, you. So we need to add the word to or all to it to show that we're talking about more than one person. In French, this is a bit easier because for the second person singular, when we're speaking about the person that we're talking to and it's just one person, we say tu. But if we're speaking to a group of people about them, then we use vous. Points of view practice. Open a copy of the Book of Mormon or a novel in English and turn to a random page. Read through the page and write down 3 phrases that use the first person singular and post it under the session 2 on the Telford LDS French Fluency Facebook group. Do the same for the second person and the third person singular and the first person plural. La fin! Bon courage!